Billy Vukovich III. And, you know, he was the Indy 500 driver, and he lived in the area.
Oh, he lived up here?
Yeah, he lived up in fact, he lived in the same area that I lived in, and down at Yosemite Lakes Park.
Right.
Remember, you know where that is.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when I was still on duty, you know, before I retired, you know, I was working Madera area, so I could, you know, come to the house for my dinner or my lunch, you know, depending on what shift I was working. So every time I'd come home, you know, just one particular window of time, I'd hear these loud motorcycles. You know you know those real Japanese motorcycles. They really scream when you wind them up. You know? And he was racing that thing through Yosemite Lakes Park, which is like 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, and so and I could never catch him. So one time, you know, and one time he went by, and so I pulled out. He didn't know I was there, you know. I pulled out from the house, and he pulled into the little store right down there.
Yeah.
And so I pulled in behind him. He had his buddy with him, and so he said, "Oh my!" He was the nicest kid, you know.
Yeah.
He said he knew the jig was up then, you know. So I got his, you know, identification and all this and that. I saw that was, you know, Billy Vukovich III, you know, and
wow.
So I wound up, you know, just reading him the riot act and letting him go.
Sure.
So anyway, speed forward. So we're over here at the metal building, you know, and Ken calls me. My office says, "Come down. I want you to meet someone." So I go downstairs and I walk in the door. Here's Billy Vukovich III. So what he was doing the year before, you know, he won Rookie of the Year, you know, the Indianapolis 500. And so he was trying to hustle sponsors for the upcoming race, you know. And so he made a deal with Billy Vukovich that if he'd do a racing game with us, that he would give me one of the sponsors.
Right. Oh, wow.
So the owner of the car, you know, had a suite at the Indy 500 right on the, you know, the start finish line. And so and all sponsors, you know, got tickets.
Right.
So Ken was one of the sponsors.
Oh, right.
And he couldn't make the race because he had to go to Japan on business. So he gave us 4 the tickets.
Wow.
That's how we wound up there at the Indy 500. But,
and I remember the Sierra logo was on the car, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.